again, everybody. Welcome back to the Colonelcast. And after our special short episode last time, you see, we got another short episode, but it's taking up the full slot this time. That's called a trade-off, kids. But with me is Robo-E-Rich.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
To podcast. And the despicable, evil Florian.
Well, I'm surprised we even have a schedule on this cast. All right, I'm always shocked again when you talk like we have a schedule.
we got a schedule for release, not for recording. That's whenever. But
yeah. I thought I programmed you so you couldn't force me into a schedule, but I guess you've broken the programming.
Yeah, and also is our friendly omniscient corporation. It's Hartsy Industries.
Hartsy
Hartsy Industries. Now, we are watching the 2014 remake today, right? That's what we're talking about, right?
No. You watched the wrong one.
Oh, no.
I love how specifically we see the pain of him, like, losing his humanity and his heart beating through that transparent.
Wait, so we weren't watching the 2014 remake today, were we?
No, we did not.
We weren't?
No.
I was considering watching it
no.
again, but then I realized that ROBOCOP has like several sequels as well, so I thought, where would I begin and end?
Do you want to watch 4 movies for the sake of the podcast? That would be extra dedication.
Yeah, it didn't pan out that way.
Well, I had 2 fucking Batman movies to watch back to back, so I didn't want to add more onto that. I did consider watching the remake too, but I'm glad I didn't, because this is like one of the foundational like 80s action movies. Like, it's so strong and so good the whole way through, and it's so much fun, but there's so much like depth to it behind the surface as well. So it's super. I'm super glad to talk about it.
Yeah, I agree. I give it 4 stars. I was gonna say it's a 5-star classic, but that wouldn't exactly be honest to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna claim it's 5 stars? That's good.
I gave it 4.5. It's just so there's so much shit in it that's just so epic and awesome. So it's just a great fun movie to watch.
Well, what's missing from it from being 5 stars?
I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as Megalopolis, I guess, overall. But
Wow,
that's a high bar. So.
Stick. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, well,
I guess it came too early. I guess it can never reach these great heights of filmmaking.
Yeah, it never can, unfortunately. But there's no shame in falling short of Megalopolis, So
fucking Megalopolis, wow.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie. But yeah.
Well, I guess you're just like me, having like this really specific favorite movie. Okay.
Yeah, we got to do the Paint My Wagon episode someday on here. That'll be great. But yeah. So I mean, RoboCop. It's got like such a very simple premise. Guy gets blown to bits, and they bring him back as a robot cop, and he goes around and he fucking shoots all the people, all the bad guys.
God, they gib him so hard. They shoot him full of all of the bullets and shotgun pellets and everything.
Yeah, they just keep shooting him. There's so many holes.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the other guy who was also riddled with bullets in the start of the movie did not come back. What's up with that?
Yeah,
I was actually shocked by how gory this movie is for an 80s movie. Like, damn, I didn't know we could get away with that much.
Oh, they didn't get away with that much because famously they got like an X rating and had to cut a bunch of stuff out of this and had to like keep whittling it down a little bit until they were able to show it. And I think most of that's maybe been like put back in recent like releases of it, but because it does seem like extremely gory. So
I watched the version that's streaming on Max. Is that the full version? Or is that the theatrical
I don't even know if that's actually true or not. If they like re-put in footage, but I just think it's sort of seems like it did. I don't know.
I feel like there was a director's cut, or maybe it's remastered. Let me check. Oh, just remastered. Okay, I guess we'll never know then.
Yeah. But it's also it spawned
cut here.
It spawned so many iconic lines. You got "bitches leave," You have everything RoboCop says. Just all of his
Can you
fucking
fly,
catchphrases.
buddy?
Yeah.
Like, why would I be able to fly? What a silly question. Oh no.
Oh no, I'm being thrown into this fucking windshield. He should have been saying lines like that. That poor guy.
Right.
Yeah. He should be like, oh, that just happened. Yeah.
Well,
You have RoboCop shooting that guy in the dick and going, "Your move, creep."
yeah.
Where's your dick now? Yeah, I guess that's probably the one that they would have most likely removed, right? The dick shot.
Maybe.
That's like the least violent shooting scene in the entire movie.
Yeah, you don't see too much. You don't see like his scrotum be ripped from his body or anything. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guess not. I guess just my fantasy that they have a lifting of that one.
Yeah. I sort of forgot like how well paced it is with the action, because it feels sort of like they give you some stuff at the start and they sort of pepper it in throughout the whole thing, you know. They don't like wait all the way to the end to like give you the big action scene or whatever. It's sort of, it almost has like the like crack cocaine kind of fucking pacing of a Marvel movie, where it's like perfectly set up at the intervals that you want it to be and stuff to give you the right amount of action.
Right, and it's action throughout. It's like enough
Marvel.
character to go on to kind of go with it. But yeah,
I have never seen a movie with a more hateable cast of antagonists ever. And like I've seen a lot of movies, never seen a movie where I hated the antagonist this much. So we did a good job on that.
Yeah, they're so evil.
They are comedic.
You didn't like when they had that rocket launcher sniper rifle?
Yeah,
That's like
awesome.
a anti-tank kind of device they were trying to use on him. Yeah, so it was pretty successful, or would have been, I guess, if they hit him. But they don't really get him with that, thankfully.
Tragic. He doesn't just die. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a great cast too. Like every single character, like down to all the side characters and people, like they're all great and they're perfectly cast. But like all the main people, especially like Peter Weller is great. He's got a great chin, which is important for this role. He's got a
for sure.
I think his name is, I don't remember his name, but the guy who's playing Clarence Bodiger he's an all-time like evil guy. So
Yeah, he's Red from that '70s show.
yeah, I've never seen
He
that.
also plays a random villain from regular show, which is pretty funny.
Oh,
Okay,
that's good.
Yeah.
it's Kurtwood Smith is the actor's name.
Yeah,
He rolls.
yeah. He does.
So-
What else is he?
So
in?
was this your first time, Hartsy, seeing this movie?
I've seen it a long time ago when I was like 8 and don't remember much about it. But so I guess you could say this is my first time watching it as a cognitive person.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
This is a great movie
I
to
watched
show an
it.
8-year-old.
Yeah. Well,
definitely the best.
I did not have the greatest supervisors when I was 8.
I feel
I
like I
watched-
also saw it
Wow.
kind of before I could appreciate it.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say that like they saw it as kids, like on TV or on VHS or whatever. Like it's, and I mean there were like toys and stuff, and they tried to make the sequels a little
Right.
more kid friendly. So
So we toned down the gore and violence in future sequels.
I don't know if they toned down the. I know they made him blue, which I think is like to make him look more like an action figure or whatever. But that's
That's
I
so
don't know.
funny.
Yeah. But there were like Nintendo
action
games and stuff,
figure-y.
you know. So
I'm not gonna watch a movie about blue guy the entire time. Crazy.
he's already pretty blue, you know. Whatever material they're using for it reflects blue at a lot of angles. So
Right.
yeah.
I don't remember it being blue.
Isn't there a new RoboCop game, like a AAA first-person shooter RoboCop?
Yeah,
game?
there has
Yeah.
been. I was considering playing that as well. Damn, there would have been so much research to do on this one.
Quite a lot, yeah. It's not like a full AAA thing, which I'm kind of glad about. It's sort of like a lower budget kind of team, which is probably helps it out in some ways and stuff. It is
I mean,
also
it
a little
looks
jank,
really
but
good.
well, yeah,
I
they
mean,
got it.
I know this isn't relevant at all, but like that Terminator game was pretty back to the roots and pretty classic too. You know, they just couldn't get Arnie, but otherwise it was epic.
I think it's the same team for that. For like the,
Oh, well,
I think the
then it's
Terminator
gotta
game
be
you're
good.
talking about. Yeah,
What's it called? Genesis? No, I have no idea.
That's the movie. We reviewed Terminator Genesis on this channel.
Ah,
It was so good.
damn.
Good. In quotes.
Yeah. There's a lot of Terminator packed into that Terminator movie, so yeah.
Well, I always like when they got old Arnold in there. It's pretty good.
Yeah. They gotta do RoboCop versus Terminator someday before they're all dead, They
Wait,
just have to.
Is the guy who did RoboCop still alive?
Yeah, he is. I mean, if you wanted to make like a schlocky movie, you could CGI RoboCop and just have him do the voice, so that'd be great. And then CGI Arnold, make him young.
I love the stop motion fucking droid creatures. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's and just
I like when it goes down the stairs and it can't.
yeah, that's
Oh my god.
This
a
movie
great
is funny. There's a lot of good comedic bits in this movie.
it's hilarious.
They totally didn't consider stairs at all. Man, if the bad guys just hide out in a skyscraper, like those chicken robots, they wouldn't be able to get them at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole point is that it's like he even says like, who gives a shit if it works, and let's it's got so many fucking military contracts, and they're gonna pay us to like replace all the parts and everything for decades. So
I was so shocked when the movie opened up with the defense droid malfunctioning and killing one of the business guys.
It's so funny.
That was,
and it's so
great.
bloody too. It's such a great it's such a great comparison of like they're in this like boring business like presentation room, and then this guy's just getting gunned down repeatedly for minutes on end, and there's just blood going everywhere. It rules.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
After he's laying down on the table, one of the office people will say, "Call a paramedic." Like, paramedic can do anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they actually were able to do quite a lot for the cop,
Well, he was already dead though. They brought him back, I think. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he almost didn't die. Okay, they really tried to resuscitate him.
I guess so. Well, they sort of, the doctors and stuff, they're like, well, let's try to shock him and call this a night. Like they don't seem too interested in doing their job.
I mean, I feel like there's not really much you can do with someone who had their arm blown off, has a bullet in the head.
That's true.
Wounds to the chest.
Yeah, but they tried.
Yeah, they probably preferred a guy with half a brain to make the RoboCop, huh?
I guess. I mean, yeah, they fill him in and everything. I guess so.
Yeah,
he's
just some dead meat.
It is like one of the most disturbing concepts in a movie, probably period, is just being like reanimated as this fucking automaton for the like corporation and stuff.
It's so different in the remake though. In the remake, you see the horror, but in this one, it's just like it's so clean. I guess he just like becomes this robot. He never like struggles with his new identity or anything too much. I mean, like he just goes right back to being a cop, really.
And it's all implied. Like they're talking about like ripping his arm off and stuff, like his other arm, cut it off so they can replace it with another robot arm and everything. And it's a great way to show it though, I think, rather than, I think the remake
they just mentioned it, yeah.
Well, the remake has like the cool scene where you see him with his lungs and whatever, and that's like a famous scene.
Exactly.
That's like the YouTube Shorts clip that you get from that movie and everything. But like it's
I love that scene.
Yeah, but I think this, like, just showing it all from like RoboCop's point of view and stuff as he's being like rebooted, and as the time is going by, as they're like celebrating their fucking new creation and everything, and doing tests on him. I think that's all just such a great way to show it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like really restrained. It didn't like show us anything in too much detail.
Oh, like instead of making it super gory though, it's like just make it horrifying. Like what is, like, make us really identify with the character, and go through his like experience through the whole process.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the way he slowly gains back his memories and humanity throughout the movie instead of just immediately gaining it back, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like in the remake, as soon as he wakes up, he knows where he's at. He knows what happens to him. He's already fully aware. But in this, RoboCop slowly becomes aware of what happened throughout the movie, which I think is much more powerful.
Yeah, and he's like, he doesn't like fully like become Murphy again or whatever, right? He's always like, he's talking about like, oh, I have all these memories and I know that I was Murphy, but I can't like connect to him on like a human level because there's just not enough of his humanity left there. But there is, you know, of course, enough for him to like reject his programming and become like a good guy and work with people. So
yeah, and I think the inciting incident in this movie is so much cooler than the inciting incident in the remake. In the remake, he literally just gets blown up by a car. Wow, cool.
That's boring. Yeah,
they're probably afraid to show the like horrific violence of him getting fucking repeatedly blasted by all those criminals.
I don't know. I think that the new one's violent enough in the way that you see his organs, you know.
I want to say they went for like a lower rating, like PG-13 for that or something. So,
I guess
that's no good. It's RoboCop. Wow. You can't do that with RoboCop.
I think they achieved enough with like visually, but whatever. I guess people really want the gore, huh?
Yeah, it's like making a fucking PG Alien movie. Which I think they also did. Like, one of the AVP, I think, is PG-13, so... It's bad ideas.
I mean, you can make a really good PG-13 horror movie. Just look at Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't know about that.
I think Alien vs. Predator is really cool, okay? You should take that back.
I'm not going to take that back on AVP. Either of them. They're not good.
They're way better than Alien at Immo.
Oh my god.
Like they're actually fun, all right.
Do you think is it better than Predator 2? Do you think AVP is better than Alien or Predator?
Well, I mean, it's definitely better than Predator. I think Alien's definitely better than Predator.
Those are both. I mean, those are both also. An Alien is a '70s movie, but those are both like spiritually like '80s classics as well, right? Like they're also like so great at just distilling this concept down and everything. So
yeah, I think Paul Verhoeven is just such a great director to like understand how to capture some of this stuff.
Yeah,
I do like that era of monster film, like 70s, 80s monster horror movies. I need to watch it.
Yeah, they're great. I'd recommend all the ones that people say are great. Like, watch them and they're great. So,
man, Paul Verhoeven is so strange though, because like he has all these ideas of how, like, I assume he's probably against cops, right? I mean, that he's trying to critique like corporations and stuff, but like it seems that people would probably root for RoboCop and him blowing up the criminals in like most cases here. So I think, like, just like in Starship Troopers, he's created a thing that people are supposed to not like, but they probably think it's really cool. Well, how does he keep doing that?
I mean, you know, RoboCop. Sorry, you go.
He's portraying the company OCP as like incredibly corrupt, incredibly like awful. They're essentially going to like make money off of crime and like just trap the entire city in like a level of crime that is profitable for them, right?
Yeah,
like they bought off the cops. Like,
well, they were going to get rid of crime to some extent, but then RoboCop made it necessary for them to align themselves with that one criminal really hard.
Well, they wanted to get rid of like just enough crime so they could get this big contract and to like revitalize the city and like pay for all the new power plants and new housing and whatever. So
no, dude, they specifically say that crime is a cancer. It must be cut out. They would have been super tough on crime. None of that Trump like super corrupt shit. I think this probably would have been a positive future as well. Okay, compared to Trump's America.
This seems like a pretty horrible, awful future. Honestly, one of the worst ones in.
So you're saying the company that like turns people into machines and is in the pockets of criminals would have a good future for us?
I mean, it'd be better than Trump. Yeah, I think so. I think it'd probably be good. At least the criminals will get blown up, all right.
Well, that's I mean, it's sort of almost an Elon situation, right? Where this one corporation and I mean, it's more centralized for Elon than even the company, but you know, there's this corporate power sort of interfering in the government and everything, and like law and stuff. So
Elon has been crashing out recently. It's been really funny to watch.
I think I'd prefer like a competent criminal mastermind overlord over Elon. All right, I think this is still a positive view of the future compared to what we got now.
Daily life in this, at least in like New Detroit here, it seems pretty awful. So
I mean, I don't know. I think they probably just like over dramatically displaying the crime. I mean, you probably got lots of crime happening right now too.
It seems really bad. I don't know. This seems like a pretty dystopian kind of place to be.
I mean, that's just Detroit always. Like,
yeah, it's just like the real world.
I don't know. I think it's not like a full cyberpunk kind of thing. It's not like that horrible, I guess, like a Blade Runner or whatever. But it's got like most of the bad things of like that sort of world, but like none of the cool like Japanese stuff or whatever, or the neon lights. It's all just
Blade Runner is supposed to be bad too.
I would love to live in the cyberpunk universe. I know, right? I mean,
yep.
I would not mind all the bad stuff that comes with it.
No, it's horrible. It'd be horrible. People are
for who? For who would it be
for
horrible?
most people. It's like
no. Definitely not. Only the very poor would be horrible for them.
It would be horrible for most people, but like everything would look visually so cool because the cyberpunk aesthetic is just so cool. I wouldn't mind.
I mean, like the biggest complaint about cyberpunk is like, oh, healthcare is expensive. Oh, we can't afford these implants.
Oh, I thought the biggest.
That's just the real world.
I thought the biggest complaint about cyberpunk was that it was really buggy when it came out.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, really bungled that one.
I don't know. It seems like a pretty awful place to be in, where like poor people have to like buy robot arms that malfunction on them and shit just to get by, you know, just to like compete in the job market or whatever.
To buy those, like they could just live without that arm, like they have to do in our world.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a job in a warehouse if you don't have like a robot arm, you know. In this sort of
I would be fine augmenting my body with like cybernetics. I'd be down for that. Hell yeah, dude.
I wouldn't trust any of that shit. Not even the slightest bit.
Yeah, what if it breaks down and you're not able to do anything?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't get like a job in a warehouse here either with one arm. What do you mean?
Well, no. I mean, in the cyberpunk future though, like people would, you know, all the warehouses would be full of people doing like robot arm work, you know. They'd have both of their arms replaced with robot arms so they can lift everything, you know. That sort of thing would be applied across like every industry. So you'd be like forced almost to get these augmentations just to have like a chance at like a shitty minimal wage kind of job. So
it seems like you wouldn't need that many robot arms in society. Okay, I think you'd be fine just being a normal person. The people
required.
Who are the protagonists of these things, they're just like always wanting more for themselves. Like if they just settling for their normal life with their normal arms, they'd be fine.
I say sign me, chrome me the fuck out, give me cybernetic legs and arms and torso, everything. Just make me
see Hartsy wants it too. Like he wouldn't be satisfied being like a normal guy in a world where other people could be overpowered, all right? Like these people just want these parts; they don't need them.
I feel that sucks. I think it's bad, and you know that these things would be like cheap pieces of shit too, right? They'd be like phones where they want you to like replace them every 3 years. So,
well, they work well in cyberpunk, okay? So that's already a better future than we're headed to.
Isn't the cyberpunk game is like also like a corporate police state, right? Like you have all the cops who are evil robots and stuff too.
Arasaka is like a corporate military that has a role over the city, and they're basically the main bad guys of the cyberpunk universe.
Yeah, so it's just like that. It's just like RoboCop. It's just like Blade Runner and fucking Alien. It's horrible.
I mean, I think that's just gonna happen anyways now with Musk.
Well, we can. I mean, if they voted slightly better, they probably wouldn't have.
Well, they're not headed towards that.
Well, isn't Musk being removed from office anyways? Like he's being removed from a place in the government, so he's not going to have any power soon.
Well, that's not because of like a good outcome though. That's just because they're all so incompetent and hate each other. So.
Right.
I mean, no, we'll just have Trump in charge now without Musk doing any interference, which could be better, but it could also be worse. And like,
We'll only have one Nazi moron in power instead of two. I say that's a better improvement.
They got like dozens of them behind the scenes though, so nothing's gonna get better.
Tons of lackeys. Like they just wouldn't fight at the top.
It's not good, you know.
Yeah, but, we're heading towards the RoboCop or Cyberpunk future. All right, just get ready to get chromed up.
And they got Neuralink, you know,
so all time, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah. I welcome our cyberpunk overlords.
Hell
I don't.
Yeah.
We gotta stop them, okay? We gotta fucking do something.
Well, it's not happening, okay? Like the Democrats are demonstrating, and they are losing their approval ratings. They're like, why on earth do people still disapprove of the Democrats?
I don't know.
Well,
they're not doing anything.
When they have power, they don't do anything.
I think
no, they're doing demonstrations, like big demonstrations. Okay,
I think the current administration is tanking the Republicans' chance of ever winning again. I don't think anyone is happy with what's currently happening.
Yeah, the Democrats will win next election, but like they're still not popular. Like their popularity hasn't rebounded because people aren't going from like, oh, I was a moderate Republican voter, now I'm gonna support Democrats. Like people aren't doing that.
Any more popular, but the Republicans are less popular than they've ever been right now. So
yeah, and, well, wouldn't that mean that the Democrats are also less popular than they've ever been?
Well, no. If Democrats were kicking up a better fit about this and like really making it clear like any actions they're trying to take to stop them and stuff, you know, like if they had better fucking social media presence and stuff, like I think people's opinions of them would be a lot better. Just if they were doing things and getting their message out.
I mean, I think they must be doing that pretty well considering the huge demonstrations.
Those protests were like organized by like random people though. Those were like on a website that you go to. That wasn't Democrats like.
It's not being done by the party. It's being done by grassroots.
The only people that are happy right now what's going on are a select loud minority of really far right Trumpers. Anyone beyond that is not happy with what's currently happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're delusional is the thing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they're gonna vote the Democrats in. And especially if they dare to bring in another woman, they're just not gonna get the votes. It's just not happening.
Right.
Quite possible, yeah. But I mean, the Democrats, like most of what they're doing is like they went to that speech at Congress and they held up signs saying Trump no good or whatever on them. So
I genuinely think like dementia-ridden Biden on death's doorstep would have had a better chance of winning over Kamala.
Maybe.
Biden was epic and Kamala was epic too. I don't know. People just have really poor taste.
But anyway, RoboCop is
No. The whole point of these is that we talk about modern politics. All right, let it happen.
Right.
No, people listen. I got like 2 negative comments last time, so we got to avoid it forever and ever.
Well, we gotta read them out loud and do more of what they don't like.
No, that's fine. But I want to talk. We don't have much time. I want to talk more about RoboCop because it is such a fucking cool ass movie. Like there's the whole fight scene with that 209 where it's like half stop motion and they just like put it together and stuff, and you see RoboCop turns into a little stop motion guy for a second, and it's so like even in these old movies, like whenever there's something that actually like objectively is not like a failure of like the effects team or whatever, like they couldn't make it look the way they wanted, it's still just fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it still looks awesome and fun. It's not like with like the Minecraft movie where if the CGI is bad, it just ruins the whole thing and makes it suck. So
what are you talking about? When was that a thing in the Minecraft movie?
I think it's not so much that there's like a failure of like a budget to make all the CGI look bad, but it's like they just look bad because they're grotesque and horrible in that movie. So
I thought the stop motion droids were just so funny. Like I couldn't stop smiling anytime they were on screen.
Yeah, I love the bit at the end where he fucking blows the one up and you see it like waddle around and then fall over. Yeah. Its little foot twitches and everything. That's great.
Look, like the Minecraft movie, it looks bad when it's doing like the real world as well. Like it's just not the best art direction, but you know it's still trying. All right, when you can't really.
So
those villagers are so gross.
Is RoboCop still on the run at the end of the movie? Because the police force want him dead, right? They got orders to kill him.
I think they exposed the corruption and got that guy. They killed that guy. So I think that they're pro RoboCop now.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the world's not going to get much better, like, after the movie. You know, like, nothing, like, he's not back to being a normal person or whatever.
He has not saved anything.
Yeah, the world is not, like, improved. They just got rid of this one guy who's, like, extra bad. He's the best
cop. This is perfect. What do you mean?
He's never going to, like, see his family again. It's horrible.
Right.
Well, who cares about that?
His son who watches the TV is never going to see him again.
Fine.
RoboCop is played by a different actor in the future movies, right?
I want to say Peter Weller came back, but I'm not sure.
I felt like I heard something that he was replaced in the sequels.
I hope not, because he's really good, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. Frank Miller is heavily involved in the sequels. That's really interesting, because he, of course, we'll get to Dark Knight today. Not for you guys at home, but for us, we're going to talk about that. And, it's a lot of crossover there, which is weird.
Yeah, you guys are gonna wait because you guys are just holding your breath for the next Colonelcast.
Yeah, the people wait.
Yeah, it looks like
breath.
RoboCop 3. It's no longer Peter Weller. I think Peter Weller was in 2 though.
Okay. Yeah, he's in the second one. That's weird. Why did they do that? You can't recast him.
Are we gonna watch 2 and 3 as well in this show?
Maybe someday, and we'll certainly call you back for that. Yeah.
It seems unlikely, to be fair. Well, maybe.
We could do 2 and 3 both as half-hour bonus episodes, except one of them's not a bonus; it's just short. Man. But yeah, I mean that's RoboCop. Do we have anything else to say about the film before we end it off here?
Wow, I feel like we should have a lot more to say.
Maybe these half-hour episodes are a bad idea. Because it does, I do feel like we do have more to say about both of them, yeah. But
well, I mean, I've got time. Do you have time, Everich?
A bit of time, yeah.
Okay. You got 2 hours of time?
Definitely not 2 hours of time.
Okay, never mind. Okay, so we gotta work on our skills of conveying our point faster. So let's try that right now. How do you guys like when he records the bad guy and plays the evil speech back to the people so that they can revolt against the bad guy? You guys impressed by that one?
Yeah. I love when they do that. I love when corruption is exposed so directly.
That's super fun.
I love how once again we have a positive view of the future where corruption getting exposed actually leads to bad consequences for the bad guys, whereas in our real world the corruption just gets exposed and then the fans just keep cheering. Yeah, show those liberals. Those liberals want their laws. What's wrong with them? Just pump the Trump coin, baby.
I think it's hilarious when you crash the economy to own the libtards. I think that's a classic move.
You gotta do it.
Good.
You gotta
do it.
At this point, he's suspended the tariffs for 90 days, and that means that the stock market has rebounded by like a few percent.
That's nice. So. I didn't know that. This
right?
News is moving fast. I didn't see that. So
yeah, every day there's something. Every fucking day, man.
Imagine
poor people are gonna have to rent the libs. They can't own them
all
anymore.
All this time is just a big bluff. All this time.
Yeah, like yesterday, my portfolio was at like minus 100k, and then today it's at minus 50. Cool.
Yeah. It's not good. But
in January it was plus 50. Okay, so wow.
Yeah, hopefully I guess hopefully it doesn't enter like a full recession. I mean, everyone's saying it will though, like Goldman Sachs and all these companies who know about that.
A recession doesn't really say much, like, oh, we lost 1%. Who cares? Like, it doesn't, and it's not even like the current thing. Like the recession always talks about last year, so like.
Well, the problem with the recession is it makes the whole market like panic, and it makes all the people like start firing their labor force and everything.
I guarantee you, this is what's going to happen. Trump is going to take back all the retarded decisions he's made over the last few days, and when the economy starts coming back, right-wingers will be like, see, he's bringing it back, even though he was the one to crash it in the first place. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I mean, you're already seeing, like, on Twitter, whenever the stock goes up like 0.1% for like 3 hours, they're like, oh my god, look, art of the deal. It's like instantly. So yeah.
It's pretty strange to see what will happen. Oh boy. I mean, like, the tariffs would make sense too if Trump is reasonable, but is he gonna be? I guess it looks like he might be reasonable, but who knows?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I sure love constantly being on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. Florian, you're not doing the thing where you sell all your stocks and then buy the dip, right? That's a bad idea.
What do you mean? If you sell them, then you're selling the dip.
Yeah. So don't. Well, see, a lot of people get caught in this thing, right? Where what they do is because the stock is kind of volatile, like it'll go down a bunch and then they'll sell it off, and then it'll go down more, and then it'll come back like slightly, and then they'll buy it, and then it'll go down even more. So don't get caught in that cycle. It's no good.
But I actually did make a mistake, and I invested money because I thought Trump would actually do things that benefit the rich people instead of crashing the stock market. So I actually bought in, and now it's down, so that's cool.
No, he's 80 years old. Like he's not doing anything good.
Well, he wants to make money. Why wouldn't he just cut the taxes and then the stock market would be flourishing? But
I think he's planning on dying within 3 years, and he doesn't actually care what happens. I don't think he even cares about like his own money anymore. So Trump coin made him like 12 trillion or whatever, so he's fine for that.
So you think he's just trolling everyone right now? He's just being goofy?
I think
he must care about something.
I think he does think that this would pay off in some way, but he's like willing to gamble the entire world on it because he's not gonna live in it anymore anyway. So
I mean, he's not playing with the nukes yet, so we're not in that much danger. But like, it's bizarre. Like America had such a sweet deal where they were the world police, but now we see that there's just like the fat cop from The Simpsons that just eats donuts all day and doesn't actually help anyone. So now
the Wiggum of the world, yeah.
Now we need a new world police, or I guess we'll just have to community police the world, and that means that America's going to lose.
Who do you think should be the world police, Florian?
I mean, I think America would have been best. Like, who else? Like Europe? Like, we're not aggressive enough.
Europe,
you know what?
Get incarcerated for saying certain bad things, so I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, that's what's going to happen in America too.
Yeah, they'll just deport you instead. But here in Canada, we're getting.
They'll deport you, and then they'll make a fan edit of you being deported on the White House fan page, and it'll go viral.
Yeah, they'll post you with an epic meme song, and then the people who made that song will have to come out and say, "No, we did not approve this." So.
Look, actually arresting the Nazis, I think is actually based. I think we were on the right track with that one all along, all right? You vote them in power, we arrest them. I think that's way better, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to bring back a whole new anti-fascist Europe, who knows?
Well, here in Canada, we have a big finance guy who just took over as prime minister and stuff, so his plan is to try to position Canada as like the new like center of trade for like this whole continent or whatever, I guess. So that'd be kind of neat.
That's hilarious because like I cannot see Canada filling that role like in the slightest.
I mean, we probably couldn't do military, but we could have a bunch of shipping ports and ship stuff to like Mexico and South America or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but why are you so poor? Like why didn't you do that?
We're pretty
already?
good. Our GDP per capita is pretty close to what America was at. Maybe we're higher now, who knows? But
I mean, no, look at your currency, like it's really weak.
Well, it'll come back, okay? Every currency was weak against the USD
it was already weak. No, the euro was
come back.
What does Canada even do besides maple syrup and hockey?
Potash, which is a farming
really
thing.
Much.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we send electricity to like 4 states in the U.S. or something.
America is going like
oil.
fuels again.
Lots of oil from my home province of Alberta, where we have a psychopath who like in the middle of all this bullshit goes on like Ben Shapiro's podcast. So that's great. I love Danielle Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's not good.
I think we're bringing all of the fossil fuels back, so I guess that's going to be a huge factor in the economy in the future. I don't know.
Oil's getting to like, it's like, what, $40 of crude oil or whatever for a barrel, so...
I mean, I think it would have rebounded. I think one of my oil stocks has rebounded, so probably good for oil money again.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was Putin yanking Trump's chain, making oil expensive again or not.
Speaking of presidents, what do you think of the scene where there's a news report about how the America's like big space laser system has just gone off and destroyed an entire neighborhood and killed 2 former presidents?
Wow, Paul Verhoeven sure does love doing that. Just like in Starship Troopers, where you have a news report about an asteroid destroying Earth.
Yeah. Well, this was Ronald Reagan's like real life plan for security. So this was like something he wanted to do was make space lasers. Yeah. I think the lasers were mostly like stop missiles from the ground, I want to say, for the real version. Well,
lasers aren't usable for weapons. I think when you have space,
that's what they found out when they tried this stupid ass thing, yeah.
From space, you just drop rods, and then they call the rods of God, and they blow up like nukes, but they're not nukes.
Like Call of Duty. But,
yeah. So that's what would have happened. That would have been way more devastating. I don't know. I guess it was weird that they just did this throwaway line. They have a lot of random TV that they show, which I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest.
Well, that's something.
Oh, I love the random TV segments. They're really funny.
Yeah, that's something Paul Verhoeven's criticizing is the like constant stream of like evil nonsense that's being played on TV at all times, you know, and like vapid bullshit with like the I'd buy that for $1 guy is just like whatever this fucking show is.
That fucking shows up like 6 times in the movie.
Yeah,
it's so funny. And the Nukem game, that's like their family like imposing sanctions on other countries or whatever, and then they decide to nuke each other.
Yeah, I love that.
That was so relevant. Fuck.
Yeah. I can't wait. I mean, I'd buy that for $1. I'd play that game if that were real.
I can't wait for the trade wars to go nuclear, man. That's gonna be cool.
It'll be great.
Yeah. China's gonna start nukes because of the tariffs. Oh man.
Name one time in history a trade war actually led to actual like physical conflict.
Well, I don't know.
The American Revolution was over taxation and I guess I mean the fucking Civil War was over economics, right? And it's slavery, but that was economics at the time, you know. So
yeah, they could have kept slavery if only they had made other concessions. The fools.
I mean, Abe Lincoln, he was willing to let him keep him, you know, but they wouldn't go for it. So yeah,
they could have had all the cotton they could have been picking.
I don't even know where we get cotton in the modern world. I have no idea. They probably have a big machine that cuts it all down in a single second.
I'm not sure. I mean, I know that cotton is like notoriously hard to pick, so I don't know. I guess they must have like a different kind of cotton that's easier to harvest. I have to look this up now.
Any cotton pickers in our audience, please let us know how this works.
Oh God.
Yeah,
how is modern cotton? Oh, loading slowly. Why?
What's loading slowly?
Google. I don't know.
Oh, you're looking into this. Thank you.
Wow. Why is it so? Oh, because Google's AI now. Cool.
Modern cotton. Yes, but AI has replaced the front page of Google. That is so stupid.
Oh yeah, I guess AI is a big thing in the movie too, right? That's another thing that's just as relevant or more relevant now than it was then, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's great.
No, AI has replaced the front page of Google. That is absurd. That is so inconvenient.
That's fun.
Well, it actually seems to have good results usually, but it's weird that you can't like ask it a follow-up question like you could with ChatGPT.
Oh well.
Okay, so it relies on mechanical cotton strippers and
I knew it.
So that's good. Yeah, it's like one of those big harvester trucks.
Yeah.
I guess I should have figured, considering that these trucks get like weirdly specific and they can do almost anything. So yeah, makes sense.
No, I mean yeah, but we're getting pretty late. What do you guys? You guys have any final thoughts on RoboCop? For real this time?
Oh man, just putting on
it's a great movie. I think it makes a salient point about our society and about how if you just keep welcoming corporations to take over everything, it's going to make for a worse world. So I hope RoboCop shoots all of them in the dick.
Yeah, These fucking 80s people they didn't even know how good they had it, honestly. So yeah.
Yeah, with their Cold War. What was happening in the 80s? I forget.
They everyone thought they were gonna get nuked and blowed up in any minute. Which I guess
they
maybe
had
they
it
did
too
have it a
good.
little better in some, or a little worse in some ways, but you know,
You think?
it's a little.
Well, everyone thinks like, oh, they could buy cheap houses. I don't know. You probably wouldn't buy them anyways. Like you can rent them cheap now, I guess. Maybe not.
Well, I would ask Hartsy and Florian here if you had anything to plug, but I'm gonna guess that hasn't changed in the last 45 minutes as we've been recording this episode. Oh,
actually, I've been like I still don't know if I managed to do anything myself, but I just want to say that I've been watching this anime called Fiery Beyond the Journey's End, and it's really relaxing and really cool, and I don't know. I guess it's something I would recommend. And yeah, if you like a really cool anime about an autistic magic elf girl that collects weird spells.
that sounds like a good time.
Any relation to Guy Fieri?
No, I probably spelled it wrong. It's like a weird German word that doesn't actually exist in that way.
Is it Frieren?
Yeah, I think so.
I have heard of that. I think like a little.
Yeah.
I stream on YouTube occasionally, and one day in a not so far future, I will be uploading something.
Gotta get on the video grind set.
Yeah, I play a lot of Binding of Isaac on stream, so if you want to watch that, then my channel is a good place.
Hell yeah.
Any Rich, what do you have to
Finally,
plug?
a real gamer.
You can find me on Letterboxd Rebel138. I've been watching Disney movies, and I just watched. What was the last one I did? Finding Dory, which is a alright follow-up to Finding Nemo.
I remember hating that when I saw it in the theater. I thought it was no good.
I remember that some women really could identify with Dory, which I thought was weird because she's like incredibly disabled.
Yeah. Women with dementia, yeah. Poor Dory.
And my grandma's a big fan of that.
Yeah.
It's a big quirky dementia, you know.
Yeah. Oh well. Bye everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.